is the third and final episode of the YouTube series about the creation of a Disney Pixar style project in Blender. That's ever my first video of the 2020, and this year I want to show you many cool things, many different type of videos and reviews, tutorials and so on. The main topics of this tutorial are the mailbox, the snow and the render properties. Now let's get started. This first part of the video I'm gonna create the mailbox of the house. I'm following the ideology and workflow that I showed you in the first episode of this series. So I create a cube, I give it a rectangular shape, and I am creating a wood material for the plank of the mailbox. For the top part of this object, I create a rectangular plane. I extruded it along the z-axis, then I pressed Ctrl R in order to create multiple vertical subdivisions. I pressed O in order to enable the proportional editing that allowed me to create the curved part of the mailbox. Then, repeating this workflow, I added much more details, creating some gaps and smoothing the surface. After that, I devoted myself to the material of the mailbox. I created some dirt and the iced part thanks to an alpha texture linked to the roughness input of the PBR material. The creation of this tutorial is really simple. It's just a rectangular shape with a snow material that I create a substance designer. since it basically have to place it all around the building, the project, the scene, in all the objects, exterior objects, and so on. During the process that will require a while, I would like to talk about the right use and the different types of snow that you can create. There are many different methods to create snow using Blender. I personally did a snow simulation like the one used in the Disney Pixar movie Frozen, and it was really difficult and it was a great challenge. You can find the video here on the channel. Basically, there are two types of snow. There is the dynamic and the static. The dynamic is a simulation and is used in movies and animations when you have a character that have to interact with the snow. This kind of snow requires a lot of time to be created and to render, and they require a lot of resources from your console or PC. For this reason, in-games are not used and they prefer to use static mesh or dynamic mesh, like the one used in Red Dead Redemption 2. In this case, since there is no interaction with other objects or characters, I decided to use the static on the snow in order to decrease the render time. Once there are placed the mesh of the snow all around the exterior, I devoted myself to add some details, sculpting the mesh in relation to their place. I created the Christmas lights. To create this kind of light, you can find the tutorial, the 1-minute tutorial that I published before this video, and it's really simple, really fast, and yeah, you can do it in a few seconds. You can find it here. In this final part of this tutorial series, I need to talk about the render properties, and to do this I want to change project using a simple character that I made. There aren't many tutorials explaining the meaning and the right use of this topic, so it's necessary to take time to talk about it. Once you finish your project, I mean the 3D creation of the project, we have to spend time setting up the parameters of the render engine. We are working with Eevee, and since there is a big difference between cycles and Eevee, these elements are available in this same way just in the real-time engine of Blender. Basically, in the render properties panel, there are 3 elements that we have to enable. The AO, or ambient occlusion, is a shadow method that gives much more depth and detail to the surface of an object, character or anything else in the project. The bloom, that helps us to give emphasis to the light and the reflected light of an object and the general project of your scene. And the screen space reflections that define the reflection of metal and glass materials. Moreover, there are other elements like the motion blur that are useful if you have an animation in your project, and the color management that allow you to change the color and contrast of your render. As you can see, there is a big improvement. Since this kind of topic requires much more time, in future I will publish a video related just to the render values and the camera movement in order to create your own animation. In the meanwhile, stay tuned. I hope you find helpful this Blender series and you learn something new. If so, leave a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Last but not least, in pietrogirl.com you can read many different articles about CG, and you can download for free many different content, and every month with any new video related to a project you will find a new model to download for free. In my ArtStation portfolio you can find all the images related to this project with different lights and climates. Thank you so much for watching and see you soon.